Minions: The Rise of Gru is the latest film for the animation studio Illumination, so now it's time to rank all 12 Illumination movies from the worst to the best. Coming in at last place is number 12 is Hop. I don't normally like to use the term guilty pleasure with movies because I don't feel particularly guilty about the films I like. I prefer to call them junk food movies. Hop, however, is one of the exceptions. I really do feel guilty that I watch this movie every Easter, but come on, there aren't a lot of Easter movies. The plot of this movie is incredibly stupid, the dialogue is awful, the acting is cringy, and the jokes are lowbrow. Though I do find some entertainment from it on an ironic level, it's not a good movie by any means. Number 11, Sing 2. This movie is very inconsistent and doesn't really know what it wants to be. It seems like the director had two different movies he wanted to make. He really wanted to make a tribute film to Bono and U2, but he also really wanted to make a film for his kids. If you're a U2 fan, you have to sit through a good hour or so of characters and plot that aren't that interesting before you get to the U2 stuff. But if you're not a U2 fan, the ending, which is supposed to be really emotional, won't matter to you. It's really hard to tell who this film was made for other than the director and his family. That, and there are quite a few song choices in this film that are questionable since they had to mute profane lyrics. I don't know why they couldn't just choose songs that were more family-friendly. Number 10, Sing. This movie is slightly better than Sing 2 because it at least knows what story and type of film it wants to be. That film, however, is just not that interesting. I find the characters thin, and it really seems more like an excuse to shove as many top 40 hits past and present into 90 minutes. I don't really have any strong feelings about this film one way or the other, it's just kind of bland. Number 9, The Lorax. The animated adaptation of Dr. Seuss's book is both colorful and vibrant, with animation that is a ton of fun to watch, as well as catchy songs. The story of the book was adapted pretty well, and even introduced some new ideas. In the book, the Onceler is portrayed in the illustrations as this really creepy creature, but in the film it shows him as a human, and shows his eventual downfall and regret, which makes the cautionary tale that much better. As heavy-handed as it is, this at least feels like a Dr. Seuss adaptation that ever put into it, unlike certain other ones, such as Cat in the Hat. Number 8, Minions. Unlike a lot of other people, I don't hate this film. I find it entertaining enough. Sandra Bullock and John Hamm give fun performances as the villains, and the slapstick and visual gags are entertaining, as well as the clever references to 1960s pop culture. If you're a Minions fan, it provides everything you love about the Minions, but if you're not, it's not going to do much for you. It's just that simple. Number 7, Secret Life of Pets. From the teaser trailer, they made it seem like this was going to be a cute anthology film about the mischief pets get into when their owners aren't home, but instead we get a plot that's essentially just Toy Story with animals. The film does have a few laughs, Kevin Hart in particular, and is a very sweet film, but it's very safe. Number 6, Secret Life of Pets 2. This is what I was expecting the first film to be, as it does feel more like an anthology film, but there are a few too many plot lines that make it feel more like it would have worked better as a TV show. The film is still very funny and arguably has even more heart than the first one. Plot-wise, it's a bit better, but at the same time perhaps doing too much, but still an entertaining film. Number 5, Despicable Me 2. As far as sequels to animated films go, this is a pretty strong one. It continues the story in a great way, with Gru now being a spy, working for an agency dedicated to taking down villains, while also doing his best to adjust to his new role as father of 3. I think the love story between Gru and Lucy was done pretty well, and really my only major gripe with the film is what they do with the Minions. This has the same problem as Cars 2, where they took the comic relief character and expanded their role a bit too much. They do get some laughs, but giving them an entire subplot just feels like filler, and that they didn't really know what to do with them, so they do get old a bit too quickly. But it's still a pretty solid sequel and entry to the franchise. Number 4, Minions: The Rise of Gru, which really should have been titled Despicable Me: The Rise of Gru instead of Minions, as unlike the first Minions film, the Minions, they do get a lot of screen time, and in some scenes a bit too much screen time. The film, as the title implies, really focuses more on young Gru, making him essentially the main character and keeping the Minions in the supporting cast. Plot-wise, it's a lot more interesting than the first Minions film. It has wildly creative new characters, it captures the time period of the 70s as well as 70s spy films really well, and still keeps all the Three Stooges-style slapstick humor and visual gags you expect from the Minions. While it doesn't completely reinvent the wheel with this franchise, it's still highly entertaining and provides exactly what you expect. Number 3, The Grinch. After the Jim Carrey version almost completely botched the story of the original, this film feels basically like an apology. The animation is fun to watch, with all the characters looking like CGI Muppets, and it really takes advantage of the fact that it's animated by providing very exaggerated movements. The new versions of the songs are all fun to listen to, and the film still manages to capture the heart and lesson of the book. Number 2, Despicable Me 3. Out of all the movies in the franchise, I think this one has the most interesting and funniest villain. He's a child star from the 80s whose show got canceled when he got too old, so as a result, he's seeking revenge against Hollywood and is also perpetually stuck in the 80s. He provides the biggest laughs of the film, and I wish they'd done more with him, because I don't think they took all the jokes related to this concept as far as they could go. Instead, we get a dumb subplot about Agnes trying to find a unicorn, which is nothing more than filler. But the main plot about Gru and his brother also provides a lot of fun and heart. It was almost the best, but it has a few too many subplots. And number 1, Despicable Me. When this movie was coming out, the marketing for it was very unclear. The first trailer was the first few minutes of the movie about the pyramid getting stolen, and then the next trailer was a minion playing with a toy, and it was very confusing as to what this movie was actually about, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it. And when I saw it, I got a very sweet, heartfelt, somewhat original movie with vibrant animation and a lot of heart. The movie is wacky, has a ton of great jokes, gives the main character a great arc, and manages to find a genuine sweetness. So go ahead and share your ranking of the Illumination movies, and I will see you next time.